So let's talk about all the zeros. We have 15.
You can't see.
I'm sorry. We have 15x to the fourth. X to the third. Plus 14x squared minus 3x minus 2. Now, this is a question that's worth about 25 points on your test. So, because it has a lot of individual parts to it, and not only that, I'm going to ask you to graph it at the end. So, I'm going to go through them all. So, what we're going to do is, the problem is, can I ask you how many zeros does this function have? 3, right? So the combination could be like this. Could be all 3 real zeros. Or could be 1 real zero and 2 complex. Does that make sense? 2 like a non-real solutions. Could be like that. So hopefully it's all 3 real, because the question I'm going to give you on the test is going to be 3 real solutions, at least on this particular setting. So then yesterday's homework, we give you a 0. For example, one of the question we give you x equal to, I believe, the first one we tell you 43, we tell you 2 is a 0. This time I'm not gonna give you anything. So you gotta find all the zeros without me giving you anything. So do we have additional tools to do? Yes, we do. So the tool is going to be something called rational root theorem. And yeah, it's just a name. It's okay. It's not as scary as it is. So rational root theorem, or rational zero theorem, 0 or roots theorem. So what is the what is the polynomial? Polynomial basically is gonna be, we're gonna say f of x is equal to, let's say, a n x to the n plus a n to the minus 1 to the x to the n minus 1 and dot 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 to a1x plus a0. So now we're gonna call this an is equal to is equal to a q. So I'm gonna call this q, and this is p. So how do I know there's a 0? So the possible 0 is a possible zeros are located in the factor of p over factor of q. Now you're gonna be like, what the hell is going on? It's kind of crazy, okay? But it's okay. It's not as bad as you think. So what happened is, which one is p and which one is q? This is a p, right? And this is a q, right? So how many factor of -2? Well, the factor of -2 and a factor of 15. How many factor of 2 you know? Yes. It's actually 1 and 2. And it must be plus minus. How many factor of 15? What is 1? What else? 3, 5, 15. So then, if you want to list out a factor, I feel like this is the hardest part. It's actually not a hard. It's pretty much one numerator pair up with one denominator. So of course, I can pair like this. Then it's going to be plus minus 1. I can pair like this. It's plus minus 2. Does that make sense? So we got plus. I'm going to start with a plus minus 2. Because if I pair up like this, and if I pair up like this, it's going to be plus minus 1. And then plus minus 1/3, plus minus 2/3. I'm going to go with the second one. Plus minus 1/5, plus minus 2/5. And then plus minus 1/15, and then plus minus 2/15. So there are a lot of possible combinations here. Yes. So on the test, you just have to list up those possible things. It's basically what I did is I put this combination, and this combination, and this combination, and this combination. Is that okay? And then this combination, and this combination, and this combination, and this combination. So that's why I got all those possible zeros. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.
Are you recording this?
Yes. Is this confusing?
Yeah.
Basically, you find a factor of the constant over a factor of the leading coefficient. Got it? That's the easy part, right? Make sure the constant on the top, leading coefficient on the bottom. Then you write down all the factor for the leading coefficient, the factor of the constant, and the factor of leading coefficient. You pair one by one. This is 1 and 2. So this is 1 and 2. And this is another one. You got this. Does that make sense? And then you're going to do again. And you got this. And you're going to do again. And just pair it up. Just learn how to write it out.
Those are the zeros?
Those are possible zeros. So what a rational root says, the possible zero is going to be factor of P over factor of Q. And this is all the possible combination. This is the possible zeros. So possible zeros. Now I would tell you, I would start with an easy number. Okay? So the first thing is if you got plus minus 1 or plus minus 2, I will try those numbers first. What do you mean by trying? We are guessing is this is 0 or not. We're guessing. So depend on your luck. Usually within first 4 try, you're going to get one answer. Hopefully. So which number you want to try?
2.
Okay, let's assume that if we try 2. Okay? What do you mean I tried 2? I tried 2 on a synthetic division, so 2, 15, 14, -3, and -2. Now your goal is to get 0. And that's a 15 times 2 is 30. And that's equal to 44. That's 88. We're pretty much sure that this is not 0. 85 times 2 is 170, so 168. And remember, it only takes probably 30 seconds to do the division, so it's not that bad. Some people says, hey, if 2 doesn't work, I'm gonna try 1. Isaac? If I try 1, and I'm gonna do 15, 14, -3, -2. And we just pray, see if it works. Sorry, there's no other way. You kind of just had to pray. And you're going to do 15, it's 1. So it's a 15 here. 15, 14, -3, -3. Okay, so that's the 29, right? And 29 times 1 is what? And that's equal to 26. And this is 26. This is negative. This is positive 24. You're like, shit. So let's try again. And literally just kind of pray, hopefully it work. 15. That's negative 15. This has a bright future here. -1. -1 times -1. This is -2. -2 times -1 is what? 2, right? Hallelujah. Yes. Right? Praise the Lord. No, I'm just kidding. I don't believe Christians, but I know that's what people say. But it's all good. Okay, so that means this -1 is a 0. If -1 is 0, that means factor is what? X plus 1. Is that okay? Move the -1 over. And you got 15x squared minus x minus 2. And then you say, okay, then I can factor this because it's trinomial. I can use my wonderful box method. That, remember last time, like I have a student here, like Ashley is making fun of him. They use Mathway. They can't even factor this. And then BC Calc. How embarrassing is that, right? 5x and 3x. And this is 2 and 1. Which one need to be negative? 2. So it'll be 5x. So this one is going to be x plus 1 times what? 3x plus 1 times 5x minus 2. Is that okay? I find out x equal to -1, x equal to -1/3, x equal to 2/5. Guess what? I'm also going to ask you to graph it. Now let's write down the question again. We're going to say, hey, is it possible to graph this? Of course. Copy. It's worth 25 points for a reason. Maybe 30 points. So yeah, so if you got it wrong, you're going to fail. So don't get it wrong. But if you know what you're doing, I already told you what's on the test. This is on the test. So what I'm going to do is, I know the factor is going to be this. Can you tell me what's the leading coefficient? Limits x approach to -infinity of f of x and limits x approach to positive infinity of f of x is going to be? On the left side, it's going to be what? This is the odd degree? Huh? I think it's not positive, it's negative infinity. And how about the other one? Positive infinity. The reason why is 15x cubed. Well, think about easiest odd function. 1x. Right? This is odd and the positive, right? And it's going to be like this, right? So this way goes, this guy goes down. Does that make sense? Diego, you follow me? Are you sure? What's my y-intercept? Y-intercept is a -2. Good. What's my x-intercept? We already find all the x-intercept at -1. -1/3. And the 2/5. So something like this. Sorry, let me make it a little bit bigger. So let me change the scale a little bit. I'm going to say this is -1. This is a positive 1. Is that okay? And this is a -2 right here. So we know that 0 is happened at -1, which is first point. -1/3 is right here. And 2/5 is about right here. So the graph is going to go through. And because the factor, they all single. multiplicity, so it's gonna go through. This side's down, this side's up. And this will be a function. So this question have to be a little bit luck. But for me, I will try 1 first, and I'll try -1, and I'll try 2 and -2. The worst thing is I can give you is -2 because you have to take 4 try to get there. But I won't try any fraction. If I were you, fraction is much better to use factor, use a box method to find those. Even though it's those answer on that -1/3 and 2/5. Yeah. See right here? And it's one of the possible zeros. But shall you try that in synthetic? No, that's the worst number to try. Hopefully, I will promise you that the question I'm giving to you is either between +1, -1, +2, -2. Does that make sense? And that's gonna be the whole question that you have to be able to do. And that's worth 30 points. So make sure you get enough practice. So I'm gonna give you a question right now. I'm gonna make sure that this is a good question. So I'm gonna plug in the calculator and make sure they are good.
You think I'm like doing that thing? New high school is 30 points. You're studying for that one question? It's only straight. Oh yeah. You guys are one people. That's the direction. It's not how to get.
Okay, so try the easiest integer first. In this case, that doesn't have 2. So, but you should try something else. So 4x cubed plus 12x squared minus x minus 3. Now, first of all, write down the list of the possible factor first, because that's the first part of the question I'm going to ask you. What is the possible zeros? Okay, what are the possible zeros? Second, then you should try different number here. Now, in this case, there's no plus minus 2, by the way, because 3 does not have factor of 2 and -2. So you got 3 and -3. So try +1, -1, +2, +3, -3. Those are the numbers you should try first before you try other one. Okay? So write down the first possible zero they are. So it's a factor of what over a factor of what?
Let's see. Like the factors, would we like to 3 times? Or is it just 1 time?
2 times 2. Oh, I will do 1, 2, and 4. Because the 4 can divide it by 1, 4 can divide it by 2, and 4 can divide by 4.
Just minus 1 plus minus 2. What do you do? Put it over here. So you put this one over this one, right? And then you're gonna like do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Probably go to the bathroom. Save editing it right now. So I'm gonna write down a possible 0 first. It's gonna be factor of 3 over factor of 4, right? Is that okay? That's gonna be plus minus 1 and plus minus 3. And there's a plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 4. So obviously, you should get plus minus 1 and plus minus 3. Is that okay? Plus minus 1 half and plus minus 3 half. Plus minus 1/4 and plus minus 3/4. It's okay. The order doesn't matter as long as they have everything there. And after that, I want you to sketch it.
What? 1/2, -1/2, and -3. Yeah. Yes, very simple. Approach is negative. That is worth 25.
You'd be surprised a lot of people get it wrong. Did you graph it though?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not complaining. Never once in my life. Yes.
You guys go.
Yeah, 16 and 14x.
Once you finish, you graph it, okay?
What?
Yeah, that's the fact. It's like, okay, so if I just like x equals 3, so how do you get back to this?
Yeah. Oh. Exactly.
Now what?
You didn't know. You need to quit. What is this?
So I wrote it like that.
This is 0x. You don't need. You don't need to box it. Think about it. 4x squared minus 1. What is that?
Choose, yeah.
Difference of squares.
Split it up.
You need to place it on the 2 box. Years ago.
Now put it equal to 0. By the way,
Minus 7 is the last one.
Like I don't know how you get. Like I know, but I think I did it.
Eyeball.
Sydney, do you have the notes for the leading coefficient test? Do you have them?
Yeah.
Do you have it? I'll show you if you have it.
okay, so
X approaches infinity. Oh, I didn't graph. Okay, check the graph.
what is it? -3? Okay, is it negative or positive? And is that even or odd?
I don't think
So
If it's odd, it means one end of the function is going to go down.
isn't it up down?
Okay, yeah.
If you were to write x on the graph, where would it go? 1x1.
Because this one, all of us is 2.
Yeah.
So
So
it should be like
Exactly. like this.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Get my point.
So that's the full x cube, right? Leading coefficient is full x cube. So either you determine by the degree of function or the constant. In this case,
I don't
R
get why this. Why would it not?
So
What do you mean?
Think about this.
It's just like that same thing as 1x for the first, right?
That's not
One odd and one
So this thing,
So even it would be start up here and go down.
if a function
if
goes
it's
like
like that, if it's like negative 1, x, yeah, it's opposite.
Here.
And then if it's like x squared or positive and even, it's like this thing.
okay, double check your graph. Once you graph it, have a correct y-intercept, correct x-intercept,
Squared.
correct everything.
Like this.
Yeah, don't get it wrong.
Damn, got it right.
everything perfect.
You gotta be clutch. When game is on the line, you gotta hit the ball, right? Bottom 9. It's gonna be a home run. Don't get strike out. Samuel is gonna get strike out on bottom 9.
Yeah.
What's the best game that you ever did? Describe to me.
My game?
Like it's like
All
any
time?
yeah, like the best game that you ever did.
I was about a foot taller than everyone else. We were playing on the softball fields, and I went 3 for 3 with 3 home runs.
Oh. But you are a foot taller than everybody else.
I was a big guy. 160, 12 or something.
How old were you? 12?
I was huge.
You were a huge 12-year-old?
He's like the same size as he was 12.
Your growth spurt hit really early and then stopped.
Maxed out. No, I grew taller. I was just I have pictures. That could be. That's probably around that time.
You were a chubby boy back then. You were? You hit 3 for 3? That's still pretty impressive.
I'm pretty sure we lost that game.
Three for 3 and still lost. That sucks.
License.
No way.
Yeah.
How?
So they're giving it out. I know they just came to my class and gave them one.
Oh yeah, they gave everybody one. They didn't come to you guys?
No?
Oh, that sucks. I think it's all 600 building. Like bottom floor.
You got
No, I
4?
was in
600. Good.
Yeah.
But why just this building?
I was in 16. No.
For what?
No, we're in this farm shop. This farm.
Younger.
I have both farms.
Really?
Yeah.
For what?
English.
Everyone just got $15 for the $100. Oh, you just got 15? You just got it?
All right, so I'm gonna give you the homework so you can start early.
Why is that your back?
Is it not beautiful?
Don't be back on, but don't let anybody else say you otherwise.
All the haters.
Mr. Yang, you go smarter and smarter every day.
You too.
No.
You will try to quote somebody. Diego, you're a pretty funny guy. I like you. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it from my dad.
You got it from your dad? Pretty cool.
No. Every single time he goes home, it's probably like
For a what? Everyone puts that. Oh yeah. You're more. Crazy. I like it actually. I think it's really interesting. I might.
Okay, I already posted the homework. First question. I'm gonna tell you what question you need to do. Question 9. Hold on a second. 13 is not good. 17. Question 9 and question 17. Question 21. And question 21. And the question now, I need you to do 38 to 32. 38. No, sorry. 28. 21. So it's 9, 17, 21. But you had to graph it as well. In there, they didn't ask you to graph it, but I need to graph it with all the characteristic. 28. 29. And 31.
This takes so long.
That's 30 points. Oh, actually, the second part is another 20 points, so already half of the test right there.
Oh my god.
The bottom part with the I.
We did 25 to 27.
Well, you get a head start, so. So on the test, you're gonna have. You can write it down if you want. You want me to write it down? Okay, long division. Do you know how to do long division? Do you know how to do standard division? Okay, do you know how to graph polynomial with a factor form? So for example, f of x equal to negative x minus 2 to the third, x plus 1 to the second, and x plus 4, maybe plus 2 or plus 3 square, something like that. Do you know how to graph this kind of function? I might give you a graph and ask you to tell me the function. So for example, let's say I can have this. I have this. And I have like something like this. Now I'll ask you what will be the function, find the function. So which is you have to understand, find the function. You might have another one you had to graph, but you had to convert to factor form. So for example, on the notes, I think I give you something like this. 3x to the cube minus 27x. You had to convert this to factor form and then graph it. And today we talk about the rational root theorem. So you had to try like today's homework. And today's homework also have another question. I say 25 to 32. So question 25 to 32, where I told you what was the degree of the function, and I told you how many zeros there are, and then you gotta tell me the polynomial. So that's pretty much. But today's homework is gonna be this. It's talk about almost 50% of the test right there, about 45% of the test. And remainder theorem. Do you know what's the remainder theorem? Do you guys remember what's the remainder theorem? It's a faster way to evaluate something, right? You can use synthetic division, and you don't need to change the sign. Just plug in, look for remainder. That's your evaluation. That's what's on the test on Tuesday. We'll give you more practice time on Monday. Yeah, rational root theorem today is today's homework. Like you had to graph, you had to find the zeros, you had to find all that. So that's pretty much all the question I can give it to you on polynomial. By next Tuesday, after next Tuesday, we're gonna go rational.
Okay. We just pray for luck. Just all I can do.
Pray for luck.
Yeah.
First try it.
Question 25, 30, it's your homework tonight.
Oh, thank you.